So friends, welcome back to our channel LearnWidGiggs. So today we have with us Aryan Sharma, who recently got a job as a data analyst, and most important thing is he got the job as a fresher. Okay, so we will discuss today about his journey, what all strategies he implemented, and finally how he got a job in this competitive market. So welcome, Aryan.
Hello, Shashank Bhaiya. Thank you very much for having me, and thanks to everyone who is watching this video. So, I guess it will be a very productive session for both of us, and let's see what
Yeah,
happens next.
thanks for coming to this session, Aryan. So let's begin with
Thank
our
you very
first
much.
question. Hopefully, after watching this video, most of the freshers and the aspiring data analysts will learn a lot of things from you. And finally, they will be getting motivation from you and they will move forward in this data analytics journey. Okay. So let's first start with our first question. So first of all, let our audience know about your educational background, from where you have done the schooling, what is your highest degree, and in which year you have passed out. Could you please tell our audience in detail about these things?
So, I have done my schooling from Kanpur itself. Afterwards, I went for bachelor's in mathematics, and later on, I pursued my master's in mathematics as well. And
Okay.
my master's completed in the year 2022. And now, afterwards, I heard for transition and looked up for data analytics thing, and afterwards I successfully transitioned into data analytics in this very year, in this current month, the April month.
So in which month you completed your PhD, right?
Oh no, actually I was pursuing my masters and I was hoping to pursue PhD,
Okay.
but due to some circumstances I dropped that PhD idea and went for this data analytics aspect.
Okay. So how did you get to know about this data analytics field and what motivated you to continue in this field?
So actually, I was introduced to this field by one of my friend. She told me
Mm-hmm.
about everything, how this
Mm-hmm.
data industry works and how this data industry is intertwined with mathematics. As I love to do mathematics and love to do
Mm-hmm.
patterns, juggle with numbers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So she told me about that data analytics is a very good thing as you love mathematics and it goes very well along with the data industry as well. So you can have a look in it and it is a booming industry as well. So
Mm-hmm.
from her guidance and from her perspective, I went into data analytics field and currently I'm here right now.
Okay, great. So, as a fresher, like which are those skills you targeted to become a data analyst? Like we have a lot of
So
confusion nowadays. We have to learn this, we have to learn that. As a fresher, also. So, what all things you targeted as a fresher to get the job?
as a fresher, so it is like it is already around there. We all know what are the skills that are necessary for being a data analyst.
Mm-hmm.
Like I focused on SQL, Excel, and Power BI.
Okay.
I was told to do Python, but as of now, I'm just started Python doing. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like I have already learned Python. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still working my way through Python. As of now, I have done SQL, Power BI, and Excel.
Okay. So, friends, as you have heard from Aryan, so now your confusion might have been clear till now because, as he said, he has only focused on Excel, SQL, and Power BI, and with those skills only, he got the job, right? As he said. So, and most of the people think about they have to learn Python also. So, as you have heard from Aryan, so it's not necessary. You can learn it, but you can learn it after you have got the job also. Okay. So, thanks for clarifying this point, Aryan. So let us
Thank you very much.
move to our next question. So now please tell our audience how much time you gave to each of these skills individually to learn and gain knowledge.
Uh, Actually,
If
I'll be
I
very honest.
let me start with the first Excel. How much time did you give to
Okay.
learn Excel?
For Excel, it took me around 20 to 25 days. But I'll be very honest, I knew Excel. What was Excel? I knew what
Mm-hmm.
were ribbon and stuff like that, what are cells, columns,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that. So
Okay.
for having a background knowledge, a little bit background knowledge, it took
Mm-hmm.
me around 20 to 25 days to go through how to merge, how to join,
Mm-hmm.
how to do pivot tables and stuff like that, what are lookup formulas. It took me
Mm-hmm.
around 20 to 25 days to have a sound knowledge of what actually Excel is demanding in this data industry.
Okay. So we can take it as 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So to learn Excel, we can give around 4 weeks, having considering you have basic knowledge in Excel already, right?
Yes, exactly.
Now, what about SQL? How much time did you give to learn SQL?
uh, as I just told you, I was coming from mathematics background, no tech
Mm-hmm.
knowledge, so it took me around 40 days, 40 to 45 days, because I was starting from scratch. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know a thing about SQL, so I was started doing SQL, and at the initial stage, it was kind of very tough for me to see how we use CTs and how we use joins and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But to have a sound and better understanding of doing SQL and juggling around with SQL, it took me
Mm-hmm.
40 to 45 days.
40 to 45 days. So at the max, we can consider 2 months, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
For a
So two
fresher like
months.
me,
Yeah.
if someone has a understanding, basic understanding of things,
Mm-hmm.
what are SQL, what are wildcards and stuff like that, they'll
Mm-hmm.
do around 20 days, not more than that.
Okay. Okay. Great. So and the last skill, that is the most important skill, Power BI. How much time did you give to Power BI to learn it?
Uh, so that's a tricky question, I must say. For
Mm-hmm.
Power BI, for me, Power BI was more about doing projects
Mm-hmm.
rather than completing a course. I
Okay.
focused more on doing projects because in
Mm-hmm.
projects we see there are small things that
Mm-hmm.
matter a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
that what
Mm-hmm.
we get to learn from project itself. From
Okay.
course, it is like you can use slicer, you can use this, you can use that, but the
Mm-hmm.
small important minute details are only
Mm-hmm.
being covered by the projects. So for
Okay.
Power BI, I've majorly focused on projects rather than doing some course or some stuff or some certification.
Okay. So okay, you did projects, but to have a basic learning, to have a base, you would have studied, right? First Power BI from
Yep, yep.
somewhere. So how much time did you give to yourself to learn that, to have that basic knowledge in Power BI?
In terms of basic knowledge, I would say it took me around a month to
Okay.
have a better understanding how data modeling works,
Mm-hmm.
how to import data, how to transform data, and how to
Mm-hmm.
use chart and what chart to use.
Mm-hmm.
So to have this basic understanding, it took me around a month.
Okay. So 1 month, sorry, 4 weeks for Excel,
Mhm.
roughly 2 months from SQL for SQL, and
Yeah.
1 month for Power BI to have a basic knowledge, right? And after that,
Yep,
you
yep.
started implementing projects on your own, and that is basically the practicing part, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So now, coming to the next question. So, what are the sources or resources you used for all these three skills? Let's start with first Excel. What resource you used for Excel to learn?
Uh, for Excel, I just went through YouTube and stuffs like that.
Hmm.
How to? It's just a basic. There's a channel named Kevin Stratford. He also
Okay.
provides videos for Excel. He also provides stuff with how to automate Excel by using VBS and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So it is a just basic 10 to 15-minute videos for
Hmm.
topic orientation. Like you want to learn how pivot table works. So I just
Hmm.
went and queried down how to pivot a table in Excel in the YouTube itself, and from that I have learned how to use Excel for certain data analytics aspect.
Okay. So you mentioned about macros and all. So you learned all those things also in Excel.
Yes, 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 yes. I have learned macros and stuff like that from
So that means advanced
YouTube itself.
Excel, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
And the YouTube channel you named it as, what was the name?
Kevin Kevin Stratford.
Okay. So guys, you can also note it down the channel name if you also want to learn. So you can check out this channel, what Aryan has mentioned. Okay. Now we are done with the Excel part. Now comes the SQL part. So from where did you learn SQL?
Uh, for SQL, I went through a YouTube channel named Free Code Camp, and
Okay.
afterwards, I have practiced my SQL from Khan Academy as well as HackerRank. HackerRank was the primarily source of practicing SQL for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So HackerRank you used for practicing, and for learning part you used one YouTube channel which what did you name? Data Camp.
Free Code Camp.
Free Code Camp. So this is the YouTube channel name
Yes,
for
yes,
learning
exactly.
the SQL, and for practicing you went to Khan Academy and HackerRank, right?
Yes, exactly, exactly.
So for like for the practicing part, if I talk about Khan Academy or HackerRank, what you have to do as a fresher? as a fresher, have you like you just have to sign up and just start practicing the problems? Is it like this?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. At some cases, they don't even need your sign up. It will pop out in the later stage of your learning, but it is very much actually the most important thing is the structured learning,
Hmm.
and Khan Academy provides that to us. And for a
Okay.
SQL learner who is just beginner or who is starting his SQL journey, it
Hmm.
is very much accurate and apt for the person who is just who didn't know anything about SQL. So for
Okay.
them, Khan Academy is best. I guess it's the best platform, and afterwards you can
Hmm.
practice it on HackerRank and some other platforms like Data Lemur and stuff like that.
Hmm. Okay. Fine. And now coming to the Power BI part, what about it?
For Power BI, there's a channel named How to Power BI,
Okay.
and
This is a
there's
YouTube
also a
channel,
channel.
right? How to
Yes,
Power
yes,
BI.
exactly, the YouTube channel.
Okay.
And same, there is also a YouTube channel named as Kerbal, Curbal, Kerbal.
Okay. Kerbal. Okay.
And that Kerbal channel basically I used for strengthening my DAX portion.
Okay.
There's a topic name as DAX Fridays in the
Mm-hmm.
Kerbal channel,
Mm-hmm.
where the owner of the channel or the presenter of the channel presents
Mm-hmm.
us the DAX function videos every Friday.
Okay.
Like for each Friday, there is a new DAX function to learn and
Mm-hmm.
to explore, and
Okay.
that's how I strengthen my DAX portion of Power BI.
Okay, so you referred two channel, like primarily you mentioned that one is the How to Power BI channel, right? How to Power BI
Yes,
is the name
yes,
of the channel on YouTube, and the other one is
yes, yes,
Kerbal, for which like you used it for basically for the DAX to strengthen the
yes, yes,
DAX, right?
exactly.
And as you
Yes, yes.
told, on every Friday she posts one video for DAX, right? So
Yes,
guys, if anyone wants to strengthen DAX and all, and learn the learn basically about Power BI, then you also can refer to both of these channels. That is How to Power BI and Kerbal. Okay,
Kerbal.
fine. So this is all about the learning part. Now, after you have completed your learning part, like how did you prepare yourself for the interviews for all these skills? Because interview preparation is completely a different subject, as you all know, right? So how did you prepare for the interviews for all these skills?
So for interview, as I'm a fresher, I didn't know much about it. I didn't know a thing about it. So
Hmm.
thanks to you, I learned and practiced my interview questions from the Learn with Kicks channel itself. And for
Okay.
SQL portion, I went to Ankit Bansal sir's channel,
Okay.
and that's it. Nothing more than that. It's
Okay.
more than enough for everyone, I guess. For the fresher one, not for
Hmm.
the I don't have knowledge about the higher position, but for the fresher one, I feel Learn
Hmm.
with Kicks and Ankit Bansal's channel for SQL
Hmm.
is more than enough for cracking any interview.
Okay. So, like, I also have gone through Ankit Bansal's channel. So, any specific playlist you would ask to go through for the freshers, or like all the
Uh,
videos that are present on his channel?
uh, Actually, for me, actually it depends. The
Mm-hmm.
everyone has a different interview
Mm-hmm.
experience, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'll say try to practice on the scenario based questions,
Okay.
because at times in my interview also the interviewer asked me about certain scenarios. How will you filter out
Mm-hmm.
the duplicate rows and duplicate entries and stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
how will you rank if there are duplicates. So
Mm-hmm.
these are some situation based scenarios, and for
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like you should practice and you should look into Ankit sir or LearnWidGiggs channels. They have scenario based questions which help you a lot.
Okay. So, guys, for the preparation part, you can refer to Ankit Bansal's channel for the SQL part, and for the Power BI part, you can refer to my channel, Learn with Gigs. Okay, great. Now, so the most important question of this session, like how did you start applying for the jobs and what all tricks and strategies you implemented as a fresher? Could you please tell these things in detail?
uh, Actually, this is a very wayward topic. There is
Mm-hmm.
no hit and trial function for this.
Mm-hmm.
Initially started just randomly applying, mass applying with the same resume for every job, but as we all know, that didn't work. That don't work
Okay.
at all. And after that, I just went to resume worded. I have to keep on updating my resume
Mm-hmm.
from days in days out, and I just noticed one thing, that we have to be very precise what we are mentioning in our resume and what is the job
Mm-hmm.
description asking to us.
Okay.
So as per the job description, I went to match around 70 to 60% of what they are asking to me and what
Okay.
I have.
Okay.
And after matching 60 to 70%, I just go and apply for the job.
So
And like that,
which
yes, yes.
platform you used it for applying?
Uh, for applying, I use LinkedIn as usual, and for updating my resume, I used Resume Worded, and there was one channel. Sorry, I actually don't know the name, but
Mm-hmm.
don't remember the name of that. But Resume Worded, I uses the most. I use the most.
And what about Naukri? You didn't use Naukri.com?
No, 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 no. I in the later stage of my career, like a month ago, I came to know about Naukri, but
Mm-hmm.
my I got the job from LinkedIn itself, so I don't know much
Okay.
about Naukri.
So you mostly used LinkedIn as a source from where finally you got the
Uh,
job, right?
yes,
So
exactly, exactly. The main source was LinkedIn only.
on your profile you updated your like you used to apply through different job recommendations that you used to get. Plus, what about your profile? How did you manage your profile on LinkedIn? What all things you try to include?
For profile management, it's like see, profile management is like you are selling yourself, so you
Mm-hmm.
have to sell the best part of yourself, and everyone has their best part. For me, the
Mm-hmm.
most important and the best part, which I feel, which I have a strong portion, is communication. So I
Mm-hmm.
went on doing projects in the video type
Mm-hmm.
transmission or video type presentation.
Okay.
That helped me a lot, and that took me from being in the crowd to being away from the crowd.
Okay.
So that helped me most in optimizing my profile. And afterwards,
Okay.
it's just like sharing PDFs, is building your own content,
Mm-hmm.
engaging with the audience, engaging with the fellow participants of the competition which you are
Mm-hmm.
participating
Mm-hmm.
itself.
Mm-hmm.
So these were the steps that I followed, and it worked very good for me.
So basically, you made an online presence for yourself on
Yes,
LinkedIn, right? And
yes, exactly.
nowadays we see a lot of challenges going on for different skills. Like we'll focus on Power BI and SQL and all. So, did you participate in any of those challenges? And like
Yes,
as I've seen you on LinkedIn, so that's why I'm asking this question because, as you said in the starting also that you used to prepare videos also, and so that you like you don't seem to be in the crowd, right?
yes, yes, yes,
So,
yes.
what kind of challenges you participated and how that thing helped you in gaining knowledge and finally getting a job?
I actually participated in the mixed up challenge. Like some challenges on SQL, some challenges are of SQL and Power BI, the combination of SQL and Power BI. So
Hmm.
basically, I followed a channel named Code Basics, and
Okay,
there they introduced their challenge, and I participated in their challenge.
okay,
And as there are other participants also, so it gave me a huge boost. It
okay.
gave me a platform where I can showcase my skill, showcase my learnings, and that
Hmm.
helped me like a wonder, you can say.
Okay. So, if you have to mention only one platform, so that will be Code Basics from where you participated in challenges, right?
Yes, exactly, for sure.
Okay, so guys, as you have heard from Aryan, so if you also want to participate regularly in the challenges, which will basically boost your confidence and you will be able to show your skill basically through those challenges. So you should also participate and share it to our and share it to your LinkedIn audience so that they get to know what all things you are doing and how much you are engaging with the knowledge, right? So these things also you have to like be focused because these things finally help you to finally get a job somewhere or the other. You a positive image is created in your connections mind, and it will help you a lot to get a job in this data analytics domain, right, Aryan?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, fine. So uh, we talked about everything. How did you learn? How did you practice? From where did you did the interview preparation? Everything. Now tell our audience how did you structure your resume as a fresher? Because
Uh,
they have quite of confusion like how they will put what all kind of projects they should put, how many projects they should put. So can you tell those things in detail?
uh, it- the I also feel the most important and the most tough part of getting a job is fixing your resume. And for that, I have followed a person named Sanjay Chandra, and he
Okay.
helped me. There is a, you can say, a dummy resume or template for the resume, and
Mm-hmm.
by his template, I structured my resume. It was like the short summary of what I do, what I have learned,
Mm-hmm.
and after that, as we are freshers, so we don't have experience section.
Mm-hmm.
So for that aspect, I used experience section replaced by my project section, what project I
Okay.
have done.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and explained my projects like I'm explaining it to you as of now.
Okay.
I went like I have queried 10,000 rows and stuff like that. So I
Okay.
went and highlighted my projects as my experience. And
Mm-hmm.
afterwards, I highlighted my education. I highlighted the certifications that I got. And
Mm-hmm.
moreover, the most important aspect in my resume was always the projects that I did, because that's the
Mm-hmm.
only experience I have.
So,
I have no working experience.
yeah. So, how many
Yes,
projects did
yes.
you mention from the Power BI side and the SQL side?
Actually, as of now, I have mentioned around four projects,
Okay.
and in those four are my top. Obviously, I still feel that whatever you are mentioning in your resume, you should know in and out about each and everything, whether it is
Mm-hmm.
any skill or whether it is
Mm-hmm.
any project, because the interviewer will ask you the questions regarding the stuff that you have mentioned in your resume.
Mm-hmm.
Like for from my interview experience, I was being asked about the project which I currently did, and he was like, how you presented the insights, how you queried the insights. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to know the better understanding of what you are doing. It's just not like that you have done the project and you have placed it in your resume. You should have to know it throughout it. You have
Mm-hmm.
to know how you made that project, how you structured the data, how you cleaned the data. You have to know that thing, because the interviewer will ask you. He will
Mm-hmm.
surely ask you about whatever you are mentioning. Suppose you
Mm-hmm.
are mentioning that you have lookups, you know VBS in Excel, you
Mm-hmm.
know stuff like that. So he will ask you what are VBS, what are stored procedures in SQL. So be aware of
Mm-hmm.
mentioning whatever you are mentioning in your resume.
So, you have two structured Power BI projects and the SQL projects. So, how many Power BI projects you mentioned?
I have mentioned two Power BI projects
Okay.
and two SQL projects.
Okay. And from where did you do these projects? Like any specific platform or anything like that?
Yes, yes. I just told you I have done most of the projects from Code Basics.
Okay. So projects are from Code Basics, and both for the Power BI and both for the and like both for the
SQL.
Power BI and SQL part, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And what about the portfolio? You must have created your portfolio also, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
Uh,
I have created my portfolio in Novi Pro portfolio, like the where
mhm,
used to display my Power BI stuff. And for
mhm.
SQL, it's just GitHub where I upload the files and everything for
Okay,
SQL
so
projects.
and on your resume you included both these links, yeah, like your
Yes, yes,
GitHub link and
exactly.
also your Novi Pro link, right?
Yes, exactly. I have
Yeah.
included that.
So all the freshers and the aspiring data analyst in your resume, you should definitely put your Power BI project portfolio, which you can create on novipro.com, which is completely free, and you can use GitHub for the SQL part, right, Aryan?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great, wonderful. So, Aryan, we discussed everything about your journey. Now, the last part is about your salary structure, like how much we can expect as a fresher or as a aspiring data analyst, like how much salary we can expect in this competitive market. So, I know this is a very, this is not a question that you can answer because you're not allowed to share your exact detail of your salary. But
Yes,
am I
exactly.
right?
Yes, exactly. I'm bound not to share that.
Okay, fine. So let me guess. Maybe I can guess the salary part. So it is somewhere around 4 LPA. I can assume that.
You can assume that. Yes, exactly.
Okay, great, great, great. So, guys, as you have heard, so as a fresher, also you can expect somewhere around 4 LPA if you are going for a data analyst role, as you have heard from Aryan. So, you all have that confusion that how much salary we can get, what is the minimum salary, what is the maximum salary. So, you can see from his example that uh, as he like, I think in last 2022 from I think from August only you started your preparation in all these skills, right?
No, actually, I have started my preparation from November of 2020, and I got my job in the end of March of
November
2023.
November
2020.
2022,
Yes,
2022, right?
exactly.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
So it took November, December, January, February, March. It took around 5 months to finally get a job in this data analytics domain, and which is and with the salary around 4 LP, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I hope the confusion about the salary part is also clear, that you can expect this much also as a fresher, as a data analyst. Okay. So with this, considering the market situation and the competition, at last, what message would you like to give to all the freshers and the aspiring data analysts for their motivation in this data analytics journey?
Uh, I would say just try to be disciplined and dedicated.
Okay.
See, you have to give your time. It's not like it won't happen in a day or a month. It will
Hmm.
take some time. For me, it took 5 months, and I
Hmm.
know some of my friends. For them, it took around an year.
Okay.
So you have to place your time. You have to invest time, and you have to be disciplined. The most important thing is being disciplined.
Hmm.
If you are disciplined, it's just like a daily routine. We woke up, we go for lunch, we woke up, we go for breakfast, we go to work, we have our lunch. So it is a routine, so we have to include our studies into that routine. It's just not like that you are studying for a day and afterwards you are not studying. And it is
Hmm.
also very important to have rest. Like when I started, I initially used to learn for study and upskill myself for around 5 days in a week. And
Okay.
afterwards I understood that I have to put more efforts, as because I don't have any background and I'm coming from a
Hmm.
mathematics background into this data analytics field. So I have to put effort. And for that, I used to work from Monday till Saturday. And for Sunday, I just used to chill and go with my friends, have coffee and stuff like that. But from
Okay.
Monday to Saturday, I was disciplined. I can assure you that if you are disciplined, everything will happen by itself.
And how much time did you put on each and every day? If you
For
talk about the
me,
number of hours.
for number of hour, I was I used to study from 11 till 5 in the evening, and between that it's just only lunch, nothing else.
Okay. So somewhere around 8 hours a day every day, right?
Exactly, exactly.
So
7 to 8 hours. Well
yeah.
done.
So if you are disciplined, so with discipline, consistency will come, and with consistency, you will be able to put each and every day a lot of efforts that is required in this data analytics domain. And as you have heard, nothing we can get from a shortcut. We need to work hard. We need to do smart work, and everything that is required in this competitive market. So I hope from this session, through Aryan's journey, you all would have learned something. You all would have got the motivation to move ahead in this data analytics domain. Because nowadays, many people say they are not getting the calls. They are just sitting. They are just waiting for the calls. But in actual, I know in this competitive market, the calls are getting limited for the freshers and for the experienced people also. But to to stand out, you need to do you need to do, or you need to have some extra things, and that is what Aryan did, and that's how you can also do to gain success in this data analytics domain. So thank you, Aryan. Thank you so much for joining this
Thank
session,
you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
and I hope you will have a great success in the coming time.
Thank you. Thank you. I wish you the same, Bayas. I wish you the same.
Okay.